Hello friends, welcome to the analysis of your worksheet 1. In this analysis what we're going to cover is that is your selection criteria for the questions, that is in exam or in while doing questions in a time constraint, how to select the questions to score well. Then what are the techniques that one should use to solve these questions, that is means there are many techniques to solve a single question. So what are the best techniques one should follow? And the third thing that we'll focus on is how to decide the difficulty level of the question. Now, talking about your first section in your worksheet, it was of quants and you were allotted 5 minutes. And the number of questions were 15 questions. So you were given 5 minutes and 15 questions. So let's see how you can score well. So first of all, talking about the questions, well, talking about your first question, that is 23 into 12, you can always solve this either using your simple multiplication or by splitting this 12 into 10 and 2. That is one which makes your calculation easy. So doing this, what you'll get is the 23 into 12 will become 23 into 10 plus 2, and then it becomes a simple quotient of say, means multiplication becomes easy, and then it becomes a quotient of just addition, so the answer will be 276. Now similarly, going for the second example, you can see that 19 into 21. For this the 21, you can make use of the squares. Okay, most of us, we do have a knowledge of squares and we know the squares, so just make use of the squares and solve this multiplication by splitting 21 into 19 plus 2. So this will give you 361 plus 38, which will make it 399. So this is how you can make use of your basic techniques to make your calculations easy. Now, these questions, the easy ones, or say the questions which could have been done much easier, I have marked all the questions. So you can clearly see that uh, out of 15 questions, there are questions which are, say, very easy. Just use the squares, for example, in third and in, say, your ninth question. You can make use of squares and just find out the answer. So they are rather easy to solve. Okay, and even in the ninth question, you can always split either 98 into 100 minus 2 or 99 into 100 minus 1. So again, make use of your basic concepts to solve these questions. And you can see that 11th and 12th question, they are just simply your tables. So again, one thing you should keep in mind, that is your selection from the lot of questions that you are given to solve. That is very important, means how you select the questions. Okay, so you have to pick out the easy ones and separate the moderate ones and just leave out the difficult ones. So again, I'm going to say that your basics, you should remember them, and while attempting any section in your exam or in your practice sheets, just keep your reading 100%. That is, you must read all the 15 questions, only then you will be able to know which question is easy, which is difficult, and which is moderate. Okay, so now we move on to your second section, which was your reasoning, and you were given 10 minutes to solve the questions. So in reasoning, there was one sitting arrangement and 5 questions based on your inequalities. Okay, so now sitting arrangement is one common thing which you can find in almost all your IBPS exams, and it has become a core part and you can't avoid it. But you can be selective in solving the sitting arrangement, and that is what distinguishes your attempt and your accuracy. So I would suggest one thing, that you must always do the sitting arrangement in any exam in the last, because again it is a time consuming fair, and again there is always a trade off, so you have to save on time. So what I would prefer is just attempt the sitting arrangement in any exam in the last, and do the other questions from reasoning before this. Now, talking about your present sitting arrangement scene that is given here. So, this sitting arrangement, this is rather easy to solve. Okay, because it is a small paragraph and there is not much information given here. So, this sitting arrangement that is given here is rather easy to solve. Okay, so again, do it in the last, but again, key to sitting arrangement or solving a sitting arrangement is you have to uh, gather the information in your own words, and you have to capture the informations in your own words, and you have to arrange it simultaneously. Now, looking at this example, suppose it is given that taking out this example only, there are 8 friends, and the first statement here is this statement that is uh, a sits second to the left of D, who is third to the left of E. Now, I what I do is I write this line or this statement in my own words that A is sitting second to the left of D, and D is sitting third to the left of E. So I have written that particular statement in my own words like this. Similarly, what I do is I write all the statements in my own words and start arranging them here itself. Now, this third point, you can see that it is given that C sits third to the right of G, who is not an immediate neighbor of E. Now, C sits second to the C sits third to the right of G. So what I have done is I have written it as this, that is G sits or means C sits third to the right of G, and it is also given that G is not an immediate neighbor of E. So what I do is I have written it like this, that is G and E cannot be together. So this is how you write your information in your own words and start arranging it or start making conclusions whichever are given clearly. Okay, for example, it was given that G and E can't be neighbors, so just write it like this and make use of it while arranging your data. Now, look at the last line. It says that H sits third to the right of B, who sits second to the right of G. Now, there is some information already given regarding G in the second line, and there is another information regarding G and B in the last line. So, what we'll do is we'll write this point and try to relate it to the previous point. So the fourth point will be like this, can be written like this, and now what we'll do is we'll combine this information with this, and we'll make a fifth point, that is G and B and H can be written like this. This is a combination of, you can see that this is a combination of your second and fourth point, and since you have utilized the second and fourth point, you can cut these points, means you have utilized these points. Now this is your final tally, means you have utilized your second and fourth and made a fifth point, and third is unutilized, first is unutilized. Now start arranging them in your circle, and what you will do is you have to consider the possibilities. Now the first point you can clearly arrange because it is a starting point and it is a circular arrangement, and you can clearly start from anywhere, so just make use of it, and then after that you have to consider the possibilities. For example, what I did was I had some information regarding G. So C can't sit here. Means if I start G from here, then B has to sit here. So C can't sit here. So I rule out this possibility. So what I do is I make G sit here and arrange the simultaneous equations, and what I'll get is I am able to arrange all of them, and since one person is left, so I arrange that one person here. So you can clearly see that just to arrange this much of information or your 5 points, it has taken time. Okay, so again, it is just you have a practice over it. Okay, so without practice you won't be able to reduce the time for sitting arrangement, and it is always advisable that in order to save time from your reasoning section, you must attempt this sitting arrangement in the last. So now we move on to the second set of questions. It was based on your inequalities. So this was your paragraph and means you have to, it was given in your statement conclusion form. Again, ultimately the questions are based on inequalities, and what would I say is that these questions are the easiest of the lot in reasoning section, so you must attempt these questions first. Okay, means these questions should come first in your priority in attempting the reasoning questions. Okay, these are the simplest of the questions and they are scoreable also, so you must attempt these questions at the beginning in the reasoning section. Now, the key thing in these questions is you have to combine the three different statements into a single statement and then find out which of the conclusions is true or false. So what we do is we combine the three statements into one, and this is the first single statement that we get, and based on this statement we determine which of the conclusion follows or not. Now these questions are easy, you just have to follow the simple rules regarding your ranking which we have explained in our videos, and you must have learned from many of the books. So just follow these rules, and these are the easiest question and the scoreable ones, and you must be able to do them all correct. Means if you are given 5 questions, then there is no possibility that you will be able to do only 4 of them. No, these are 5 out of 5 questions, and yes, they are 100% scoreable. Okay, so just do these questions, and this will help you scoring well in your exam. Okay, that is in the reasoning section. So now we move on to the English part that we shared with you, and it is basically your knowledgeable part. So at the end, what I'll summarize this math and reasoning section at the end. First of all, let's cover the English portion. Now in English, you were given 5 words, and you have to find out the meaning. And you were given 2 words, which that is advice with a C and advice with an S, and you have to find the difference between them. Now, first of all, talking about the meanings. Well, the meaning of polygamy means many marriages. Okay, means when a person is involved in many marriages, that is called polygamy. Okay, now polyandry means many husbands. Women having many husbands is the what we call as polyandry. Now misogamy means one who hates marriages. Okay, so mis means hate, and mis means basically dislike, and gamus is the root for marriages. We'll be discussing the roots in a short while. Now misogynist means one who hates women. Okay, and monogamy means a person who is involved in a single marriage. Okay, so these are the meaning of your 5 words, and before moving any further, I would like to discuss some of the roots that we have learned from these 5 words. Now these are the roots that are helpful in forming the previous words, 5 words. Now poly means many, and gamous means marriage, gyne always means related to women, and andros means always related to men. Now this will be helpful in determining the meanings of the words. Means you can't learn all the words, so this will somehow help you predict the meaning of the words while journal reading or comprehension. And English is best learned when you relate it to something. For example, poly. Now all the mathematical students can relate poly to polygon. Okay, means one having many sides. Okay, so this is how you relate your roots and remember them. So now we move on to the difference between the 2 words, that is advice with an S and advice with a C. Now advice means it's better I'll be using some Hindi in order to explain it better. Now advice is a verb, that is advice with an S is a verb, and advice with a C is a noun. Now how to remember this? Now just remember that S is nearer to V, STUV, so advice with an S is verb, and the other one will be a noun. Then what is the difference between noun and verb? Well, noun is the name of place or thing or feeling. Okay, means basically it is a name. Noun is a name, and verb is an action word. Okay, so when I say advice, that is verb, I mean that is राय देना means when I advise someone, when I advise someone कि भैया आप ये कर लो, ओके, या मीन्स जब मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि मैंने उसे एडवाइस किया, देन मैं ये एस वाला एडवाइस यूज़ करूँगा। एंड जब मैं बता रहा हूँ कि मैंने उसे ये राय दी, मतलब मैंने उसे राय दी कि तुम ज़्यादा पढ़ो, तो ज़्यादा पढ़ने की मैंने राय दी, ओके, सो उसको मैं बोलूँगा एडवाइस विद सी। और जब मैं बोला हूँ कि मैंने उसे राय दी इन जनरल, दैट मीन्स एडवाइस, दैट इज़ वर्ब। सो राय देना मतलब जब मैं किसी को राय दे रहा हूँ, ठीक है, तो एडवाइस विद एस। और मैंने क्या राय दी, जब मैं उसकी बात कर रहा हूँ तो क्या आएगा, एडवाइस विद अ सी। So this was all about your fact sheet 1, and in the end I would summarize that you were given 15 minutes, and there were say near about 25 questions, and the overall difficulty level I would say it was easy, not very easy but easy. And I would suggest that in maths or in quants, out of 15, 12 were easily doable in 5 minutes, okay, and in reasoning, out of 10, 8 questions, that is 5 out of 5 of inequalities, and say 3 questions out of 5, rather it was an easy one, so it would have been 5 out of 5 for sitting arrangement. But since it was a sitting arrangement, I would say minimum 3 questions from sitting arrangement and all of from inequality were doable. So this would be your ideal attempt in this, in say your 15 minutes. And that's all about your worksheet 1. So we'll be able to help you and guide you through your preparation. And thanks for watching the video by Prof BankU, and we'll be returning with certain fact sheets, more fact sheets with a certain difficulty level, and we'll be posting the analysis of our worksheets time and again. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you from Prof BankU.